Good evening and welcome to the Minions of the Zoo Saturday edition. I'm your host and keeper of the Hairy Channel, and with me tonight are many minions. SkepTok.
Hey, everybody.
DrFunctional.
Happy rotation around the sun season.
Happy rotational anniversary. Happy rotational number indicator, iterator. Yes. Serenity Star 13.
Hello.
Geodes.
Putting the band back together.
And hopefully a moderate fidelity Sora Luna.
Happy New Year!
Look at that. We can hear you.
You jinxed it. Harry, God dang it.
What?
You jinxed it.
Nothing I can say is going to change anything one way or the other. Ella, it's been a week. Did you do anything fun for New Year's, Sora? I know. Why am I asking you that? I know you weren't feeling well. I'm stupid. Ignore me.
I wasn't feeling well. I was at home.
You're at home being very ill.
I had gone out to buy something fizzy just to have at home because I would have been home alone.
Mm-hmm.
And I went. This was an ultimate betrayal. So I went to a liquor store that's walkable to me, and I go, I just wanted something fizzy. Do you have a rosé? Like, oh, we have a rosé fizzante from the Okanagan. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm not familiar with stuff from there that often. Oh, this one's excellent, it's very good, great. Purchase it. Of course, it's expensive because alcohol tax and all that. Get it home, open it up. It is sour. It's disgusting. It's went all down the drain.
Ugh.
Oh.
Was it supposed to be one of those
for New Year's Eve?
Was it supposed to be one of those like farmhouse style sour mash, funky yeast things, or
no? It's supposed to be a rosé, a fizzy rosé. You know, that was like, oh, it had all these sweet notes to it on the label, etc., etc.
Yeah, nothing sweet about this. More feet than sweet. Gosh, I think I never really. Let's see. How did I learn about champagne? I was tutoring this woman when I was, fairly young. I think I was like 16 or something. And what you do with your 16-year-old tutor when you're a college student is, just say, hey, do you want to try this champagne? And actually, it wasn't like, I was getting drunk or anything, but as like a thank you, she sort of taught me about champagne and how to taste it and all that sort of stuff. Kind of a weird way to learn about that sort of thing. But I definitely developed preferences early for more of the dry champagnes. I really like sparkling wines, but they just rip me up. They just give me the worst headaches, even the expensive ones. How do you fare with these?
I love cava, and I do like a good prosecco, but I do like cava. That's what I was aiming for. I asked them there, and they're like, "Oh, we don't have cava anymore, etc." Okay, that's why I went. And then what they had was they did have some champagne, but the champagne they had was like $150 Canadian, and I was like, Jesus Christ. And we have some at home, but it's a big bottle, and I didn't want to open it if I'm the only one having it, because once it's open, you have to drink it, fairly quickly. So that's I like all the fizzy stuff. I have no problems, but I also like it drier myself if we go for champagne.
Yeah, see. What was it?
I should have gone for. Anyway.
I know. Well, when I started, first time I was managing a restaurant, I learned more about champagne and wine in general because, California. And I was actually not 21. But when you show up at a place and you say you're going to buy 20 cases of champagne, they don't really check your ID because they know it's not for a rager. The worst thing is those sort of bottomless mimosa type things where you go to brunch and they give you and they put like Andre or Cook's or something that's just really not great in there, but the orange juice covers it up, so it's not so bad. But man, some of the champagne that people serve at weddings is really bad.
It was during my friend's bachelorette weekend, and this was in Calgary, and we went to this place that had $1 mimosa pitchers.
Oh God.
It was delicious. It was
Okay.
so delicious. Okay,
Nice.
but I swear they just added alcoholic flavoring to it
Mhm.
because that
Mhm.
shit was orange juice with like a
Sora
bit of
getting white
that
girl
the
wasted.
burn on the nose.
White girl wasted.
It was great. I loved it. We were there for like 4 hours.
Nice.
I don't even remember how many pitchers we drank, but it was like, and the food was very good too.
I mean,
But-
unlimited orange juice by the pitcher for $1. I don't know if I'd ever leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd buy
with like
that
with
for
like
$1.
Sorry.
Nothing. I was making a stupid comment.
Oh no.
He's making a
It's okay.
RoboCop joke.
Yeah.
Thank you.
RoboCop was hilarious.
Yes, it was.
I'm not going to do Peter Weller trivia. Okay. So anything else, Sora, before we move on to geodes?
No, I just hope that I wake up tomorrow with no longer having a headache. That would be great.
That would be great. The greatest gift of all. Geodes.
Hi.
I know you don't have anything necessarily prepared. I was just talking to you before the show, doing some research. I'm like, you should join us. And then you did. So I assume you don't have anything to say, but do you have anything to say?
No,
Oh.
not immediately. I mean, we'll probably cover the topic, that we were talking about. So,
Oh,
I'll
yeah,
save it
that
for
little
the-
topic. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know how that is.
But all I can say is, I've been traveling a lot last bit. I've got a little bit more traveling to do next couple days. So,
Well, I have a
yeah.
relatable story for you. I was afraid there was a leak under my house,
Oh,
and there was a problem with one of the
Turned out it was a
drains,
scallion.
and because I would do laundry, and then I would notice there was water in the garage, and I started going, oh crap, what's going on here? And there wasn't a leak up in the house, and it wasn't in the wall because I took that part off of the just so I could look at it. It wasn't there, so I thought, oh, it must be under the house. And long story short, I actually ended up tearing a hole in the wall. So now I have to worry about Nigel's getting in until I fix it. And had a guy come out and look at something, and then he squashed the hose that drains the water out of the washing machine. So now it's not draining properly. And I've got all these problems, and the whole thing looks like it was just condensation on the cement because it was cold, and the vapor from the dryer was just like pooling. And all this, I just basically got neurotic and cost myself money because I didn't realize that it was just
Knocked a hole in your wall.
yeah.
and
I'll do just a little spackle.
I've done crazy shit like that.
Yeah, so there was a guy who wants to come by and crawl under the house and look at stuff, and I actually want him to check it out just for my peace of mind to make sure that there isn't a, pool of drain water underneath the house.
Yeah.
And he said, oh, I can be there at 8:07. I said, no, you're not coming at 8:07. I already told you not after 8. Oh, you just have to let me in. No, I'm hosting a thing on the internet. I will not be dealing with you at 8:07. On the list of things that aren't going to happen, this is close to the top. You're not coming by at 8:07, so he's coming by tomorrow morning.
Okay. Well, I mean, you live and learn.
Yeah.
I suppose,
Yeah. I mean, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the smart thing, and I'm going to pay somebody else to put on the little Tyvek suit and crawl around under there.
Yeah. That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
That's where the smart money is, right?
Yes.
Not have your son do it? No.
I'm professional.
Yeah. I trust plumbers more than I trust myself when it comes to plumbing. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm a complete asshat. Hi, Serenity.
Hola.
How is your new year?
Not so far.
Oh, good.
It's cold, but we didn't have to deal with we're in the right part of Appalachia where we didn't get the hard snows. We also didn't get torrential downpours, so we're good.
Yeah. Oh, there was more stuff about the polar vortex today, and the Europeans are busy looking at it. And it's doing something really weird. I'm just not really fully prepared to talk about it yet. Because they think it's going to do... Sorry?
I was going to say, it's one of those, as long as it doesn't drop a foot of snow on me, I'm good.
Yeah, well, it's either going to consolidate and keep all the cold air over the pole or not. So once I figure out what it's supposed to actually do, I'll get back to you. But yeah, I'm glad you're having a mild winter. It's actually been pretty great for us. We're getting rain.
A lot of rain from parts of California.
No, I don't mind the rain. It's going to be summertime and hot and annoying soon enough anyway. I just kind of like that the way the air is right after it rains. That it's just like the air is clean and you feel alive and everything is right with the world. Just yeah. I don't mind rain as long as I'm not sitting on the roof to keep from drowning.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Valid.
Yeah. DrFunctional.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah, that's you. So, how's your
Happy birthday.
Yeah. You were going to do stuff, but the weather was inclement, right? For New Year's?
Oh, for New Year's?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I was going to go downtown, but I just wandered around not downtown.
You were going to go taunt the normies with something provocative. I don't even remember the details now.
Was I?
Wasn't I trying to get you to like wear a spam t-shirt or something?
Oh, a spam t-shirt. Yeah, and like be munching on bacon the entire time.
Yeah,
and, just, piss off a certain...
The new natives, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I focused on more important things, like the fact today is a very important birthday. John Ronald Reuel Tolkien's birthday.
Oh.
There you go.
John
So to me, today is more of a...
Reuel.
Yeah.
Reuel.
I can never remember the pronunciation. I know it's Tolkien, not Tolkien.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Get
I'm
that
American.
out of the
Fuck
way.
you.
If you're American, it's Tolkien.
Yeah, I'm American. Fuck you. It's Tolkien.
Yes. Exactly.
It's okay, you're allowed to be wrong.
Yeah.
I
That's
know,
right.
and I'll enjoy being wrong.
It's not aluminium, but
Yeah, it's not aluminium. Come on, man.
isn't Tolkien one of the few people who's credited with writing a prequel that was actually good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems to be hard for people to do. Made a bunch of money on this thing. Now I'm going to write a prequel.
Not only was the prequel good, it was actually written first.
Well, that's the thing.
Published later.
That's the thing. Prequels are only good if they're actually written before the main thing and then released later, because there's continuity to it. The problem is, as we have discovered with a lot of prequel bullshit, is people go try to fix plot holes that are in the main storyline by making the prequel.
Or just production mistakes.
Yeah, I wonder if they forgot about midichlorians by the time Luke no, never mind.
Yeah, I'm exactly referring to Star Wars because, like, some things that just in the late 70s, early 80s, 90s, early 80s, like these kinds of things, you get little flubs in filmmaking. It wasn't a big deal. You don't have to rewrite 10,000 pages of script just because of one mistaken word or whatever, because Alec Guinness is a proper actor. He's not fucking, anyway. Yeah,
he's not an asshat.
I have more respect for creatives if they just go, you know what? I fucked up.
Yeah, exactly.
Guys.
It's not that important.
Yeah.
Midichlorians is not important. Just whatever.
Yeah.
Well, it was sounding too spiritual, so we have to make it seem kind of vaguely scientific because supposedly this is sci-fi. Shut up.
Yeah, George Lucas is a California atheist.
Nerds.
Yeah, even though they're supposed to be monks, druids in space. Whatever.
Yeah. Well, now there's lesbian space witches, so that's fun.
The great thing about Tolkien is he's one of those authors that built everything up in his mind before he came to any sort of finished pieces. Like, he would scratch down notes and build things and just develop ideas over a long period of time before they even saw the light of day in one of his like many stories. And that's something that really, really good authors tend to do when they're working with their own material. It's one thing I'll credit.
Nobody wrote a better backstory than Tolkien. Nobody.
Not just backstory, but the entire world, how people think.
That's what I'm
world creation, myth. It's mind-blowingly good.
The myths in back of it, he did it so he did that so that the relation of tales in things like the Silmarillion and in Lord of the Rings would seem like legends being related as stories, as oral histories.
Yeah, we would talk about
what he was aiming for. That's what he said.
Yeah, no, of course. because I mean that's how we would think of them in his day, and even still today, about like the stories of Jesus or Moses or some of our other even more contemporary characters. What's his name? Not Daniel Boone, the guy with the coonskin cap.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
like
Davy Crockett too. So there's
Davy
some
Crockett,
Davy Crockett.
association
They
there.
both are interchangeable a little bit. Yeah,
that's kind of where they get mixed up.
It was Boone that was played by Fess Parker, right?
Right. Yes, that's correct.
But the way he develops his entirely fictional world is in that same tone of we're going to have these backstories, and you might not read about it in this novel or that novel, but it's there. It's in the author's mind. So these little sub details get translated, and then you can read some of the notes and collected works of stuff that he didn't publish, and you're kind of like, oh my God, that makes sense. That's so cool that, talking about, I don't know, the fucking Entons.
Ents.
No, the Entons, the ones that came before the Ents. That the events sort of like evolved from. Again, it's just really obscure shit. Like, who needs to know that? Nobody. So it doesn't need to be in anything. Sorry, not the Entons. What do they call them? The Entwives?
Entwives.
No, the Entwives were the wives of the Ents. The Ents lost them.
But they came first.
Well,
they came in the creation myth. They come first.
Okay,
I think, right? No. Now you're making me. You're gaslighting me, Skep. Now I'm not
trying to gaslight you.
But
I've never heard that they came first. I'm trying to learn.
I don't think either one came first, bud.
No, I know one came. I'm pretty sure one.
Guys are all a bunch of nerds.
Anyway, it's like I said, it's completely unimportant because it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things.
Cedar the tree.
So
it was the chicken. The chicken came first.
So to recap, DrFunctional, you're saying it's Tolkien's birthday, and that is awesome.
Tolkien's birthday. Happy arbitrary rotational around the sun day season.
Yeah. Spam appreciation day.
My brain is fried. I've still been working on, legal stuff, but painting. And I live in an old building, and I've told you this many, many times. It's old concrete, old brick. So it retains heat very well. And I'm on the top floor of a not very high, building. So all the heat my heaters are never turned on, and I'm schwitzing like a Kabul up here.
You just need a good box fan.
All my windows are open. My balcony's open. I'm sitting here in a wife beater and boxer shorts. Like,
all you need is a sofa and some macaroni and cheese and a large bowl, and you'll be just like Jimi Hendrix.
Well, actually, I'm sitting on my sofa, and I had deconstructed Hungarian cabbage rolls for dinner.
Sorry, craft dinner. I almost got it wrong.
Yeah, I couldn't do the craft dinner.
Forgot I was speaking Canadian. So, SkepTok.
Yes, sir.
Would you please greet our chat?
I would love to. We have a lively chat this evening. Got started early with Zach Osborne and Brol 13 coming in. Welcome, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Nice to have you with us. Silver Ravenwing is here, along with Green Badger, one of our old OG regulars. Kay Shul is here. Nice to see you guys. Welcome, Jay Blizza. If I didn't welcome you already, I already said. I think I said hello to you in chat. At any rate, let's see. Blue Eyed Scream is here. That's not
well,
nice
and gone
nice to have you along
because it's bedtime. But yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm gone. Okay, yeah. I see that. But anyway, thanks for coming out and listening to us, guys. We do this show for you, and we appreciate you coming and being a part of it. We pay attention to you, and like to include your comments in the show.
So New Year's, Mr. SkepTok.
Yes, sir.
What do you have anything you want to say about this fine new year?
Well, it's I think it's a fine year to change administrations in Venezuela. It's
We
beginning
came,
to
he
look.
saw.
Yeah, it's beginning to look a lot like an
He
election.
died.
Yeah.
And I think that this next year is going to be a year of real change because there's going to be a lot of activity. And when the Republicans do a lot of activity, a lot of things get done, a lot of big things move. And that's actually the scarier time because usually when Democrats do a lot of stuff, it's just a lot of money being wasted. When Republicans do a lot of stuff, it's institutions getting banged around usually, and sometimes damaged.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm scared they're going to do things like get rid of the filibuster and in a moment of passion and live to regret it instead of doing the right thing, which is to pass a constitutional amendment saying you can never get rid of the filibuster. It's going to be a fascinating year to watch our government and to watch the nations of the world at work. Because the other thing I think is this was going to be the year the Russians run out of will and money and make a deal. And when that little business gets settled, then you're going to see a very interesting year for business. I think the markets will really pick up and it'll be a very, very good year for equities.
Okay.
Fearless Fosdick with the predictions here.
Yeah. Yeah. It's great all the love that Scott Adams is getting from people.
Oh
I mean, there's nothing that anybody can do for him, but I briefly stopped in on his Hangout thing. What do they call them on X? Those little audio only things? Hangouts? Yeah, so there was the Hangout thing that happened today. And in the audience, listening, not presenting, were Tom Shalhoub, Greg Gutfeld, and I thought I saw a few other names flipping by. So even if they're not participating in it, his friends are all kind of circling around him. Which what else? What else can you do? I mean, at least there's nothing anybody can do to save the guy, but at least he's getting a lot of love and support from people.
No, Gutfeld's in chat sometimes on the inside. I actually am a subscription member of Scott Adams thing.
But I have my my Dilbert calendar for this year. So
good man. Yes, so do I. I've got mine. I just got it.
Yeah.
And it's a sad thing. Scott Adams and I have weirdly intersected in our lives. I worked down one floor down from the ISDN lab where he invented Dilbert in that same building, that big Pac Bell building. That was where one floor down from him was where they had the we used to call it the leper colony. It was just cubes for visiting consultants to come in, and you know the drill.
Yeah.
And the leper colony was one floor down from where Scott Adams was, and we all thought it was so cool. Dilbert was just hotter than hot back then. Adams had already gone off and was independent and so forth. And then I got Kronos to. I talked them into not getting Stuart Varney as our speaker, but getting Scott Adams for Kronos work back in, I think, 2007. Yeah. And I talked him into it. I lobbied hard for Scott Adams, and I was a very vocal voice who wouldn't shut up about it. And we ended up asking Scott Adams first, and he said yes, and he was an amazing speaker. He electrified us at Kronos Works that year. Yeah, speak in front of me and 300 of my best friends. Yeah, in a giant room in Disney World. That was just electrifying. We got to meet him and all that, and I just became kind of hooked on just enjoying the way his mind has worked. And I've known of him. I've communicated with him. He's communicated back with me. He knows I'm one of the people he knows vaguely about just because he's just intersected with me sometimes, and I always call it to his attention.
Yeah.
So it's that this is just painful to watch, and I'm so grateful for everything, all the things that he has done to enrich the world. That's really important to remember. And that's what he wants to remember too.
Exactly. So, shall we? Moving on
Yes.
to the actual show. So, there's a new mayor in New York, and I'm sure we'll enjoy talking about all of the terrible, terrible, terrible things that are going to happen at a later date. Nothing is manifested yet, but he did have his little inauguration, and they had a party at which there was no food and no toilets.
And
I think socialism is off.
$13 light beer.
I think socialism is off to a rousing start in New York.
They made their own volunteers pay $13 a light beer for a beer at that party. Their own volunteers had to buy beer. They did not have free beer for their own. Really?
Well, the list of prohibited items for their inauguration was a little odd, and I will show you why. Prohibited items: explosives, drones, Raspberry Pi, PI, and Flipper Zero. Well, that's certainly an interesting list. I've never seen one quite like that. What is his problem?
Hacking stuff?
That's right.
Isn't that what the Flipper Zero is?
Well, the Flipper Zero is a thing that you can use to sort of intercept things like NFC communications between people's charge cards and card readers. You can do a lot of stuff with a Flipper Zero, but it's not probably responsible for me to list all the things you can do with it. But
It's
a
not
Raspberry Pi,
dolphin-flavored soda?
but a Raspberry Pi itself is just a little cheap, inexpensive embedded computer that will run on very little power. So you can just hook a battery up to it, and that thing will run. And you can use that to do all kinds of crafty things, pun intended.
Yes.
I'm surprised that they were aware enough. Somebody in their little socialist cabal must actually know a little something about tech. I was just shocked to see that Raspberry Pis were listed as a prohibited item. Yeah, so let's see.
They want you to come and sniff in their network.
So when security lists get vibe-based, okay, things you're not supposed to have: strollers, coolers, chairs, blankets, umbrellas, bicycles or scooters, alcoholic beverages, illegal substances, pets, large items that could obstruct the view of spectators around you, laser pens, bats, batons, Flipper Zero, and Raspberry Pi.
That's what I'm talking about.
Man, he really knows how to not throw a party. No embedded computers, no funny hats, no large funny hats, no laser pointers, no alcohol, no toilets, no food. New York is going to be a great place. I think it's going to be so much fun to watch how that unfolds.
Well, here's the thing that I don't hear people saying this. He is going to get slammed with so many things that, and he thinks he knows how to handle this stuff. He doesn't know how to administer a complex. He knows nothing about that. He doesn't have the slightest idea. He thinks, well, it's just parsing people coming forward with problems and me making decisions about it. He thinks he can be a completely reactive mayor. And what will happen is you just get, the kudzu grows up around you faster than you can cut it down. And he'll fill his days, he'll come to work, he'll be an incompetent David Dinkins kind of mayor. He'll never really realize any of this socialist bullshit he got elected on. He's just going to be a very ineffective liberal mayor of New York. I don't see all the doom and gloom everybody else sees. I just think he's just going to be ineffective and tied up in knots by the bureaucracy.
I think you are suffering from a rare lapse in creativity, because I can totally see how this is going to go wrong. Remember when the feminists took over, what was it, the Swedish government? And they decided to re-optimize traffic patterns to make it to make it easier for women with kids to get around. And it screwed the traffic so people couldn't get to and from work.
And they couldn't salt the roads.
There are 1,000,001 tiny, incompetent things that him and the people he appoints can do to lower the quality of living for everybody in that city in huge ways. It doesn't actually take that much to really annoy somebody. It's like the burr under the saddle. That's what these people are going to be. They're going to be the grit and the lubricant. They're going to be the burr under the saddle. They may not be able to do the big things, but they're going to be amazingly annoying. It's going to be great.
I think you're I think maybe you're right. Maybe if they just decide that's how they pursue that, I think they're gonna get some feedback they're not planning on. And yeah, it's going to be enough cold prickly stuff, and enough entrenched big money interests will be threatened, and those guys get serious real fast.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
We'll see. All right, let's see. Moving on to the next thing. Well, really quickly, hey, Geodes.
Yeah.
You like the Trump class battleship, don't you?
Sure.
I think we talked about this last time.
Yeah.
Trump class battleship.
So I was doing a little bit of looking into what this thing actually is going to be like, and it's like the Arleigh Burke class, but with way more missiles. But the thing that really interested me was the 32 megawatt railgun. So it looks like they've got one of those. What is it? United Atomics. I can't remember the name of the company. The big nuclear company. Do you remember the name of them? Why can I not remember the name? Well, anyway, they have like these railguns. No.
Massive Dynamic?
No, it has atomics. General Atomics, I think, is what they're called. But they have these railgun systems that they've been developing, and the technology's gotten a lot better. The rails don't just melt themselves every time you fire a projectile. And this is if it works, I think they're sort of planning ahead. They're sort of figuring by the time this thing's ready for the system will be ready for it. Yeah? Am I not showing? Sorry.
No, that too, but it's also a 32 megajoule.
Oh, sorry, megajoule. My mistake.
And it was a contribution between the Office of Naval Research, BAE Systems, and General Atomics. You got General Atomics correct.
Yeah. Well, it was originally a General Atomics thing, but BAE Systems, the BAE Systems, everybody loves those. The Japanese have been experimenting with these, as have a few other people, but the Japanese recently did some live fire exercises with railguns. They were the first ones to actually put projectiles through floating, ship-like targets. So there's a picture of it.
That's what you want, considering how many mech animes Japan has. You want those people to have the railguns.
As a ship-to-ship weapon, maybe not so compelling, but here's your hypersonic drone. Oh, wait, what hypersonic drone? This is actually a pretty attractive system, because kinetic weapons where you're launching anti-missiles at things are really expensive. Mm-hmm. And this is a thing that could knock a lot of stuff out of the air, once it's working for a much lower cost. I think it's going to be interesting if they can get the darn thing to work. I was surprised that it's not, supposedly it's not going to be nuclear, though. Mm-mm. Which means they're going to have an operational range they have to work with or work within. I don't necessarily see them having enough power to do massive lasers, but the railgun itself is pretty interesting. It's going to be fun. I did not honestly think in my bingo card for 2026 that new battleships was going to be in the offing, because everything's been just getting smaller and smaller. But I think a survivable weapons platform like this, something a little less capital intensive than aircraft carriers with a support fleet, you could just send one of these things to some place as a message, and you'd know it would have enough power to kind of take care of itself. As long as it didn't run out of diesel fuel, it should be a pretty interesting weapons platform. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, railguns are cool. I don't know. There's just something about it that just makes my inner geek very happy. I mean, lasers are even cooler, but railguns are like the second coolest thing.
The cool thing about railguns is that projectile comes out of that thing at Mach 6.
Yep.
That's Mach fucking 6. That's instant on target, basically.
Yeah, more or less. Well, if the thing coming at you is doing Mach 4.5, a Mach 6 interceptor is good.
It's amazingly accurate, because you basically got a 1.5 Mach advantage.
Yeah.
You have much finer control.
Not to mention
sonic boom.
Not to mention it's shooting a slug, a solid projectile, as opposed to being a missile or an interceptor drone, something like that. Obviously, those don't get as fast, but those things can also be messed with. Just slug, as long as your vectors are fine, that thing's hitting.
Well, it's also cheaper in the long run because you're not firing missiles or like you still have to make the round passable by the barrel, but it doesn't have to be a round that has gunpowder in it and everything else and be pre-manufactured kind of stuff. So it makes it, if they can get it to work logistically and financially, it makes a lot more sense than some of the stuff we have.
Yeah,
but that's the big problem.
I would posit that there are also kinetic weapons that, like railguns, that can work in 0G in vacuum are also much more viable weapons, because sure, we're talking like 200 years in the future, whatever, when there's a little bit of an expansion, you still need to be able to defend, from the Somali space pirates,
Yeah.
The Somalis.
Kinetic weapons like that, you can fire from basically Earth's orbit and hit something way out near Mars. If again, vectors are right and everything.
Okay.
Yeah, can you achieve escape velocity?
A ballistic. No. Earth's orbit, not from Earth.
Well, not with that attitude. You were mentioning the Somalis.
That's a good pun, Harry.
You were mentioning the Somalis, right?
Yeah.
There was this one little thing that was floating around before we talk about the obvious thing, the Venezuela thing. Let me show you this. This totally cracked me up. Okay. Oh, wait.
Is cut. I'm unable to work or go to school. I understand. Fraud is bad.
What?
She says she's reading this statement off her phone, and she says, "I understand fraud is bad," and then she's like, "What the hell did I just say?" Wait a second. Let's see that again.
Look at that.
Let's see that moment of realization again. Let me see if I can make her larger.
If childcare is cut, I'm unable to work or go to school. I understand. Fraud is bad.
Fuck did I just say?
Like, who wrote this? Who wrote this? That face.
My master, I execute.
I'm in so much trouble.
Yeah, like you go to school, honey.
I'm not going to get my Leering Center kickback check now. That deafening silence from most of the media about this whole Minnesota thing is just amazing.
Oh, it's shameful.
It is shameful. These people, I don't know, man, how do these people...
They're not as big. That's mostly AstroTurf. That's what I'm beginning to realize is the annoying, obnoxious left is greatly AstroTurf and appears to be much bigger, in my opinion, just intuitive feeling I have, but I've watched this stuff for a while. I think a lot of what appears to be lefty support is organized bot support. And I think most of the progressives aren't near as far left as, somebody like Mondok.
Well, shall we talk about Venezuela?
Sure.
As I was looking at the railgun thing, I noticed there was a link here I hadn't seen before. Trump's Venezuela raid changes the map. Cuba, China, and Russia face a new reality. Okay.
Well, I hope they're not going to interrupt the supply of drugs from Venezuela.
Well, I mean, there's so many different threads to pull on here. There's the drug thing, right? There's the do we just want their oil aspect of it. There's the setting an example for others around the world to show that we have the willingness to do things aspect of it. There are a lot of different things that we can go to. Actually, before I get to you, Skev, because I know you have an opinion.
Fucking oil.
I want to make sure that other voices get heard really briefly. Do you have an opinion on this, Sora? No.
She may have wandered off.
She may have wandered off. Geodes, do you have an opinion about this?
I fail to really see the benefit for American people compared to like if we were to target Colombia or something.
Well,
that's just my thing.
Well, my rule, which is, can it be said? Should it be said? by me now. That whole set of rules. That's sort of the whole thing with war. A lot of people are just saying, well, what's in it for me? I know you could do it, but what's in it for me?
Yeah.
And that's the whole discussion of like, what was our motive for doing this?
Exactly. And that's my thing is I don't mind they took out Maduro. I just fail to understand kind of the benefit outside of corporate and political interests,
You want to hear why and why.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at, obviously the Minnesota stuff is kind of the big news right now, but it's like we have a lot of problems at home. I don't really, for me, this is just kind of annoying because it's just like, what are we doing? Our priorities seem completely backwards.
Well, you're familiar with the idea of revealed preference, right? Because I know you watch Rad Lib sometimes, so you know what revealed preference is, and this is sort of what I was talking to Serenity about earlier. We usually wait a few days to kind of see what happens. All we can do is guess at this point about what our motives are. We can list possible motives, but when we look at what we actually do later, then we will know. We will know more in a few days when we see how this thing sort of unfolds.
72-hour rule.
Yeah. Functional?
War never changes.
What is it good for? Absolutely nothing.
Oh, nothing.
Good God.
Hey, we got way better airplanes out of World War II.
I'm not one to be big on political shit like this. I know I've said it to some of you before in private. I don't really care.
That's valid, man.
If tomorrow you decided to glass everybody but like Western nations, I wouldn't care. I don't give a shit about most of Africa. Don't give a shit about half of Europe. I just don't give a shit.
Well, I want to keep Poland around.
There's people over there. You know what? There's people here, and these are the people I do care about. The people who have advanced and contributed to the betterment of humanity as a whole. Society to society. Obviously, there's individuals made up all that stuff, but I just couldn't care. Outside of our borders, I just don't care about the rest of the world.
Well, let's give the talking stick to Skep, who I'm confident has an opinion about this.
Well, about the whole Maduro thing. Maduro is I think a typical third world, strong man. He took over from a guy who was just as corrupt as he is. And I think he actually started as somebody who thought he could make a difference and do things a little bit differently. He got in there and was corrupted almost instantly. It seemed like a matter of months watching Venezuela go down. So at the end of the day, what I think happened was Trump was saying, look, what can we do about this guy down in Venezuela? Well, he's had a state, he's untouchable. But is he untouchable? He's really a criminal because look what he's doing. He's running drugs in the country. He's violating our law, even though he's doing it from there. Why can't we go extradite him with Delta Force back here? And then they got to sketching it out. Trump probably loved the idea, wanted to make it go forward, and that's what drove this thing to completion soon. And I think he's very fortunate this didn't go the way that Jimmy Carter's ill-fated expedition in the sands of the deserts of the Middle East. Had this gone badly and 50 or 100 Americans had gotten killed in this, and maybe Maduro had gotten away, that would have been a terrible, terrible blow for the United States and for Donald Trump, for the United States just generally. This was a very risky thing to do. That's the thing that impresses me. The other thing is that evidently these guys had been planning this for months. They planned this for months. They had a full-scale mock-up. It was rehearsed. There were 165 units of 165 planes and individual units that were involved in this. It was a tremendously large operation, tremendously expensive operation, and but it got the job done. So it's a very interesting thing. I think he took a huge risk. He got away with it. I think that he'll get some satisfaction out of this because he will it's every other tin pot dictator in the world sat up and took notice. This guy got hauled out of bed into a plane and into prison where he will now spend the rest of his life. I promise you, he's got as much chance of getting out of jail as Noriega.
Mm-hmm.
He's toast. And so is his wife, who's just as bad as he. So,
do not pass go.
I cry no tears for these guys. I don't have any qualms about the rights, that sort of thing. This sort of thing, feeling like that the United States is being aggressed against by this guy's irresponsible international behavior by allowing the drug trade to come through and being just a complete tool of the cartels. That's an act of aggression against us, and we're going to take steps. That's a very interesting precedent to set, and it'll be interesting to see if other countries start doing this sort of thing. We might see other countries attempting that kind of thing with American officials, either overseas or even domestic. So buckle up.
Yeah.
Brace for interesting times.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of different ways to come at this. I mean, I'm not exactly a war hawk, okay? This does seem almost more like a police action. I was curious, setting aside our own interests for a moment, I was thinking, well, how do the people in Venezuela feel about this? Because there were people eating zoo animals because they were starving. There's hyperinflation. I mean, he created a huge humanitarian crisis. The president of Colombia has to give lip service to this is bad because he doesn't want it to happen to him. Yeah. But, and I can certainly sympathize with that position. But considering that there are, 2.5 million Venezuelan refugees in his country right now because they were starving and they had to go to Colombia to get away from the starvation, I think he might have some mixed feelings on it. He just can't really say it out loud. I was trying to determine what the Venezuelans thought. And of course, I started looking for non-English speaking channels, preferably from south of the border. And I thought about Telemundo, and I'm like, oh, yeah, that's the one that's owned by NBC Universal. Well, we can scratch that off the list. That's not going to be a good source.
Telemundo, they're very liberal.
Yeah. Let's not look at that. So I went to Univision, and it looks like the people, that things are functioning normally. The borders are still open. The everyday lives of individuals haven't really been affected, and that there's probably more joy than sadness here. But there are people protesting American embassies, and of course, he had his own followers, people who benefited from the largesse of being
absolutely
his supporters, and they're going to be upset. And I'm sure there's some people that, for whatever reason, thought that Maduro was okay, but those are probably the people that could eat, the people that got the freshly printed money before it devalued. Just like they deliver those bales of newspapers. Remember when you were a kid and people had newspaper routes and they'd give you those big stacks of newspapers? That's probably how they got their money every day.
I was the newspaper kid. I had two full-time, two routes that normally would have a boy on each one. I did two of those because I just liked doing it.
So I do have my one hot take, which I'm not entirely serious about, but I was trying to think of the funniest interpretation of why this happened. And it goes as follows. I was thinking, he's talking to little Marco, and they're trying to figure out how to deport more people, specifically the Venezuelans. He's like, well, we can't send them back to that shithole. How about I just fix it? Okay, fine.
The best way to do it, like, hey,
just fix Venezuela and go, okay, you can go home now. Wait, what?
Also,
I like it here.
Don't forget, I mean, this is kind of why I admire Maduro. Guy's got an empanada drawer in his desk.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that thing is always stocked with a fresh, hot piping empanada 24/7, so he can just reach it. I'm making a joke, but people seem to have forgotten, like, I'm not saying you people, but yeah, you people. He did an entire press conference about
people being hungry,
the starving of his people. You mentioned that, and people are literally dying of starvation. In the middle of this press conference, he just reaches into his drawer, takes this big fat man, takes this big bite out of an empanada and puts it back in the drawer. I'm just like, this guy's a son of a bitch. Like, I understand you're a wealthy man, you're off to do, but maybe not just rub it in everybody's faces that you're trying to connect to right now.
Maybe don't have a snack during the a public address about.
Sorry, you're all starving.
Everybody's starving. Yeah. Serenity, you were trying to cut in, I think.
Well, it was like, I'm assuming someone said that Maduro basically said, "Come get me, boy," and Trump came got him.
Yeah, he double dog dared us to.
Yeah, and it's like, I'm sorry, I am still have the rule of the 72-hour thing, but like, if you're gonna say that, you need to be willing to deal with the consequences of the statement.
It's like when you see those sovereign citizens who start saying, "You can't arrest me." Really?
It's like, it's because that's the thing of like, it'd be one thing if he just never engaged with us other than like through political statements and stuff like that. It'd be one thing like that. But it's like the dude literally said, "Come get me." And it's like, all right.
Yeah.
Because it's not just us who has a warrant out for him. Argentina has a warrant out for him too, apparently, that was done in 2024. So we're not the only ones.
And they've been trying to join the BRICS alliance, but thankfully, Brazil?
Brazil doesn't.
Brazil's the one that was just like keeping them out, going, no, we can't let this basically autocrat dictatorship, join our, which is kind of funny because you also know who else is in BRICS, but and when it's your primary benefactor, don't go against China.
Well,
that's awesome.
I mean, it's not wrong. But it's like, it's also the fact that like Venezuela has been sending like 700,000 barrels to China of oil and stuff like that. So I mean, it kind of is about oil if it turns out to be be partially that, but it's not in the way people want to make it out to be.
Yeah,
because that's the thing. Like, everybody's like, "Oh, Americans are always out for oil." Fuck off, assholes. Your countries are too. Why do you think they're still nice to us? Like, come on.
It's not necessary that you go down to like start, tapping their oil fields and taking all the oil. No, you're just denying it from, again, the BRICS nations who they're very chummy with, like China.
Well, the one thing I want to add about China is that apparently China's having basically their own version of Summer of Love almost in China right now, because there's cops literally attacking civilians who are demonstrating. China's trying to keep it quiet, but they're not succeeding entirely. And that only started over the last like 3 or 4 days. So this was a very good strike on more than one level, because even if Venezuela had called for aid, the only one that could possibly have aided them, because Brazil's not going to do it, Iran's not going to do it, South Africa's not going to do it.
Gondor's not going to do it.
The only one who could have done it was China, and China's got their own crap they're dealing with right now, on top of still trying to take Taiwan. Now, obviously things could change, but that's kind of, they're having their own problems. So this was a very good strike, whether completely intentional or only partially intentional. This was very good.
Yeah.
My mother did think it was funny. She was like, "They took his wife too." I said, "Yeah, because this isn't I was like, "Mom, I love you, but this isn't the 50s anymore where the woman can just go, 'I don't know anything. I didn't see anything. I don't know what's going on.'" They know the women are just as complacent in this shit as the men are. So take the bitch too.
Well, you mentioned Taiwan. And you're familiar with TSMC, the people who make all of the really good semiconductors, the new ones in the Apple M series, most of the stuff that NVIDIA uses in their GPUs. They're in Taiwan and building in the Southwest now, but they're not open for business yet. They're not open yet, are they, Geodes? Not that you keep track of all this stuff. I think it was going to be a few years before they were going to build that factory, wasn't it? And I think it was Arizona.
I don't know exactly the factory, but I know that it was in the works. So
I think you should learn how to weld. Get your ass over there. That's probably good money. I mean, hey, welding is a great thing to learn how to do.
I just wish I didn't. I did it when I was out of high school. That's all I can say.
Exactly. Actually, I wish I'm thinking about learning it now just because I want to make stuff. So there's this story. Now I've been talking about quantum computing for a while. It only has limited applications, but some of them are very important. Most cryptography is, anchored in the ability to decode most things. You have to be able to figure out which very large prime numbers were multiplied together to form a really, really ginormous number. And that's a thing that regular computers do poorly, but quantum computers do well. So even if that's the only thing they ever use it for, we're going to end up building these damn things. And there's lots of different architectures that have been put together. But these crazy kids actually built a new kind of quantum computer chip. They had a little silicon integrated circuit. And at a scale about 2 orders of magnitude smaller than the scale that TSMC works at, they're like practically down to the atom. What they're doing is putting individual phosphorus atoms into this silicon array and then using those as computational qubits. And,
Jesus.
And man, because right now it's almost insane what TSMC does to make those integrated circuits. They're using like very shortwave ultraviolet light to basically etch these things onto silicon. And this is 2 orders of magnitude finer than that. I mean, that's just insane that they're able to do that. And they're using all kinds of things as computation units for quantum. They're using photons, they're using ions, they're using all these sort of things.
We used to laugh about the idea, or tease about the idea of bus sizes being down to a few atoms wide. That's what's happening.
Yeah,
that's happening now.
That's basically where they are.
That's this. We used to joke about this, Harry.
Yeah.
Well, you used to joke. You were part of it.
I've made many jokes about this and other things.
You know what I mean.
Yeah.
You can remember back to 1990 when we used to laugh. Yeah, someday.
Well, here's their little
memory.
Here's their little infographic. They're going down and manipulating individual atoms in this silicon lattice.
Jesus Christ.
And even if this doesn't turn into a thing, I love the fact that
I just love the
I love the fact that they can actually have that level of control with a semiconductor.
Yeah.
Think about how good the chips are going to be in 10 years.
Not 0.13 micrometer. 0.13 nano.
Yeah.
Nano. Trillion.
Yeah. No, this is pretty cool. I did actually, when I was looking this up, I found a channel that's not Sabine Hassenfelder, who does a really good job of explaining how a lot of this stuff works. Let me see if I can copy that into chat here. And this is okay, that's not working. Excuse me, just give me a moment here. Something resembling technical competence. Okay, it is this channel called Looking Glass Universe. And she does a hell of a good job of explaining how a lot of this stuff works. I'm going to put the link in the chat for anybody who's interested. And I actually, if you have any interest in this topic at all, I recommend you watch this video. Because she's somebody who studied this at university and then decided to stop doing it. But she gives a very a good explanation and analysis of sort of what works and what doesn't and what's looking promising. I really do recommend this channel, Looking Glass Universe. She does a really good job in this particular video of explaining how quantum stuff works. So for anybody in the chat saying, why don't you ever just explain this stuff? Hassenfelder is Sabine Hassenfelder is the other person. She's a very good science journalist, but this is a lot more detail and about this particular topic. So sometimes I get criticized for not enough detail. I can't spend 26 minutes talking about quantum computing, but she can. So you have the link now.
Yeah, it's pretty wonderful.
Yeah, it's a good channel actually.
I like Sabine too, except her jokes are so corny they hurt.
No, she's great. But
yeah,
there's
not the jokes.
You need to make room in your playlist for this young lady.
Because Glass Universe, yeah, I got to check that out.
Yeah, no, it's well worth a try. All right, enough about quantum computing. Let's see.
Oh.
So let's see. What do we want to talk about? Sorry,
I said gesundheit to whoever just.
Okay.
Oh, that was me. Thank you.
I can hear a sneeze in a mile.
So I have this listed under a theme. I just call it yada yada yada. I sent this to you, Geodes, this woman who was talking about.
Oh, yes, her. Mm-hmm.
I can't even read what it says.
I might.
Oh, sorry, nobody can hear what she's saying because I muted it. Sorry.
You're telling me I'm supposed to let a man come live in this bedroom? This bedroom that I've created, so serene.
Yeah, she has a nice bedroom, and I could totally understand her not wanting some yucky old man coming in there and messing it up.
100%.
But she does go into full-on crazy eyes mode later.
Yeah. It's like you have a valid statement about not wanting to have a man come into your bedroom. Valid.
I will
Beyond
not
that, you're done.
suffocate you in your sleep. I will not suffocate you in your sleep. I promise you, I will not suffocate you.
Well, the thing that makes it even more terrifying is the fact that it's blatant she has veneers. It's blatant that she's had cheek implants. It's blatant that she has lip injections. And it's blatant she has Botox, which makes it worse because that means the only thing that's moving is the stuff around her eyes. And that makes it worse.
At least she's very animated around there.
Yeah.
That's all.
It makes them look like zombie corpses.
Yeah, it does.
Animated corpses. The rest of their face is dead, but the eyes come alive, and that's what's always scary in scary movies. Is the zombies always have a dead face. The whole face usually is relaxed, except the eyes, and the eyes are what scare you. And that is zombie face. That's exactly right.
I think each time she goes to the plastic surgeon or her the person who cuts her hair, she decides that she wants to look like a different celebrity. You know,
she definitely suns her butthole. Yeah.
Sorry, Serenity, I didn't mean to step on you.
It's the whole fact of like, I could also tell she face tuned because the whites of her eyes are too white. Like the thing is, because I grew up during the early days of social media, it's really easy to clock the bit, men and women, because men do it too. Like who face tune and have all this plastic surgery done. Like she's blocked her eyebrows too dark. Like it's a whole thing of like, sweetheart, calm the F down.
Face tune?
The baby lights.
It's an app version of Photoshop.
Oh, okay.
That will stay with if you do it correctly, it will stay with the face the entire time you're talking. So it's called face tuning.
Okay.
But it gives the ability to add makeup. It gives the ability to whiten the eyes. It gives the ability to make the color of the eyes a certain thing. It smooths the face. It takes the pores away. It basically makes you look like a mannequin. And it's just like, on top of, if you do one or the other, you can kind of still look human. But the problem is that when you do plastic surgery, makeup, and face tune, you look like that. You look inhuman and weird and psychotic. And it's just like, baby girl, your entire house is beige and no man who you want will touch that house.
This is what actual replicants would look like.
Yeah.
More human than human.
Yeah.
Well, that face would scare a troll.
Oh, in the words of Green Badger Outdoors, bunny boiler.
So,
it's a bunny boiler.
So I don't know if I don't think our Canadian friends are going to be aware of this, and it's possible this might be an age thing. But you remember Tom Bodette from Motel 6, Skep?
Oh yes.
Because when I was hearing her talk,
light on for you.
When I was hearing her talk about the so Serenity is it? So when I was hearing her talk about that bedroom, you know, her serene little bubble that she sleeps in before she locks herself in Ziploc each night, I was reminded of Tom Bodette. Let's see, is it going to play? God darn it!
We'll leave the light on for you.
Oh yeah, here. Here we go.
Oh yay!
Hi, Tom Bodette from Motel 6 with some insight for the traveler. Well, this is what one of our rooms looks like when you're sleeping. And you know, it looks just like those big fancy hotels. Only difference is ours only cost you around $25. More in some places, less in others, but always the lowest prices of any national chain on a clean, comfortable room. Makes you sleepy just looking at it. So I'm Tom Bodette from Motel.
Yeah, it's just a blank screen because when you're asleep and the lights are out, it all looks pretty much the same. And that's, you know, I mean,
you know why it's called Motel 6? I know Harry.
Well, it used to be $6.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
I just wondered if anybody else.
It's sort of like the dollar store, which is no longer $1. It's a little
do you
more.
Do you remember the Scotch 8 that came out at about the same time Motel 6 came out.
I want to say yes.
And those were $8, and they were and they touted that they were nicer than Motel 6. That was their whole deal. They were the next step up from $2 a night better than Motel
You're still
6.
in the land of single ply toilet paper. I mean, either way, that's
still gonna hurt that butthole, but you're gonna but it's gonna be cheaper.
And the lights it may look the same with the lights off, no matter what. But
when you turn those lights on,
you don't have to worry about the bed bugs carotting you.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the bed bugs, but I like a good mattress. I like sheets that feel nice. I like everything being clean.
Yes.
You're not fooling me with that little strip of paper around the toilet bowl that says, sanitized for your protection. I want to know is, how many bug bites am I going to get at night when the lights go off?
Or am I going to wake up to the cockroach standing on my chest smoking?
I'm going to wake up
going, what you doing here, boy?
Yeah.
Is that what I'm going to wake up to?
And he's going to be like, look at me. I am the captain now.
I am the captain now.
but
okay. No, I finished your toothpaste if you got any more.
On a slight rant of that woman's bedroom, I hate beige houses. Everyone who's like millennial beige, millennial gray. Bitch, I did not grow up. I am a millennial. I do not like the gray. I do not like the beige. I like colors. Shut the fuck up.
It's Mediterranean inspired. It's Mediterranean inspired. It's fine.
No.
So I screwed myself up with the order of things. So it's all part of the matrix, right? The simulation that we live in. I see that thing. It reminds me of Tom Bodette. I do a search for the original thing. And what do I find? But apparently Tom Bodette was in a lawsuit with Motel 6 this year. It was earlier this spring. He sued them because they sort of decided, we don't need to keep paying him. Because they were continuing to use his voice in their commercials. And somebody, the place got sold, a new bunch of people came in and they're like, we're paying him $1 million a year? What the hell? And it was like $1 million a year. And so
he was their spokesman. He was their official spokesman.
He was. He's not really making new material for them at this point, but they just said, we don't have to keep paying that. And he said, like hell you do.
Like hell the hell you're getting out of this bitch.
Let me explain to you how contracts work.
You signed they signed a contract, mother effers, and you didn't renegotiate. Bite me.
Yeah, but it's weird. I'm just looking for a Tom Bodette thing, and then suddenly he's in the news. Funny that.
That's right, honey.
I mean, I don't honestly believe we're in a simulation, but I can totally understand why some people do, given all the weird stuff that just happens by happenstance. So many coincidences in a day. It's amazing.
But still, you get them, baby. You get Motel 6.
The thing about the whole thing with being in a simulation, which really I think emanated from a lot from Scott Adams, or certainly was amplified by him, is that it doesn't matter. It does not matter. If you can't tell, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't really change anything.
Yeah, it's like, okay, we're in a simulation. What's going to do about it?
The only true thing that Marx ever said was that perception is reality. Perception is reality. As long as we have to use our brains, perception is reality.
You're going to really like that channel I suggested to you, Skep.
I can't wait. I've already got it queued up.
Because she does a good job. Let's see, Trump Battleship, Minnesota Mom.
I love that they're this. I did want to say that about them. I love that they're calling them battleships. That's not, to me, battleships mean shore bombardment. I'm just too old Navy for that. That's But these things are guns and missile platforms, exotic weapons platforms, drone platforms. They're going to be a Swiss Army knife instead of a big honking sword, and there's nothing wrong.
I just love Skep just did the Navy man version of I'm too old for this shit.
Yeah.
Too old for this.
Probably am.
Well, this doesn't fit into any particular narratives, but I'll just sort of throw this out here.
Throw the spaghetti at the wall, Harry. Throw the spaghetti
Functional.
at the wall.
Functional.
Just stepped away to make coffee. What's up?
Of course you did. Anti-Semitism. Federal judge rejects injunction to block new law on anti-Semitism in California. As dumb as my state is, they actually did pass a law to try to keep anti-Semitic bullshit out of schools. And this courts actually ruled and said, no, individual teachers don't get to just like talk about Gaza and indoctrinate your kids. And they actually upheld it. I'm always shocked when things work properly in this state. I know that I shouldn't be, but yeah. So in California in the schools, you can't just say a bunch of anti-Semitic shit and then cause the students to get hazed, because it's a real problem here.
A district judge in California issued an injunction.
Blocked an injunction.
A new law that is against anti-Semitism in California. So effectively, this judge issued an injunction in favor of anti-Semitism.
The one with the injunction, yeah. So takeaway, Judge Noel Wise, I don't know, said that the Attorney General Rob Bonta, sided with Attorney General Rob Bonta, saying that the state, not teachers, determines basically curriculum. The judge also ruled that it was premature to block, AB 715, which is the bill, based on concerns about potential consequences, meaning we don't have a downside about it. The law took effect January 1st, although a full trial on the merits of the lawsuit awaits. But for the time being, spewing a bunch of anti-Semitic stuff in California schools, not going to happen. At least not as part of the normal curriculum.
Yeah.
People may have their opinions and they're going to do what they're going to do, but they're not going to just be able to teach Gaza high school nonsense in California as part of the curriculum. Hey, it worked. I was just happy to see that they managed to not be stupid for once. Because I rarely say anything good about Rob Bonta. And it isn't so much like a censorship thing. It's that if the state is going to say something, maybe don't spread a bunch of anti-Semitism.
Well, also the whole
that could be an approach.
You can say it with your whole fucking chest, not just say it like you mean it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. But the Jews really do need to work on that weather control thing, because it seems like it's out of hand.
We need to get better with the laser from the clouds too. Like the lasers from the clouds do amazing things if we can get those.
Like that whole theory about lasers and drones causing the paradise fires in California and all that stuff.
Yeah, we have to aim better, because we were aiming in the wrong spot and just kind of missed it a little bit. It's testing. We're getting there.
It's fine.
YouTube. I am joking. I am not being serious.
Yeah.
I love these theories about the conspiracy, the Jews getting together and controlling the world. Listen, the idea of a bunch of Jewish people getting together and cooperating to control the world. Have you ever met a Jewish person? Have you ever met a Jewish person?
I have.
They can't agree on what to get for lunch.
So, speaking of, well, but the secret Jew tunnels in New York looked like those were true. Maybe see, that's just stupid. And then they show video of some guy in Hasidic gear climbing up out of the street. And it's like, what the hell?
Yeah, they do that. Yeah.
Good times.
There's a lot that the Hasidic community in New York is a never-ending stream of interesting and unusual arrangements to implement their unusual restrictions and preferences for how they want to live.
Yeah, but Israel does need to stop spying on us, though. Just getting that out there, because our friends shouldn't do that shit.
Dude,
I don't care. Anybody who's spying on us should not.
We spy on them too.
Don't care.
We all spy on each other.
No, don't spy on us.
Then we shouldn't spy on them.
Well, we probably shouldn't do that either. Let's see. Blue Origin.
Turnaround is fair play, man.
Blue Origin astronaut reveals depression after tsunami of harassment. So this lady, Amanda Wynn of bioastronautics research scientist and activist, was on board the Blue Origin New Shepard rocket. You know, the one with all the women that went up the Blue Origin
Katy
thing?
Perry.
Where they were like space tourists rather than real astronauts.
Elevator.
Yeah.
That's
Well, apparently people made fun of her for being part of this endeavor, and that made her sad after the fact. First of all, getting this out of the way, maybe don't pick on her because she doesn't really deserve it. But come on, you just had like this rare luxury space tourism thing, and you got to do this thing that very few people get to do, this fantastic event, and now you're sad after the fact? Come on.
No, it just needs more attention. That's all these people seek, Harry.
That's probably true. Serenity, you were going to say something?
Well, it's like, no, it like the shit that was being said was disgusting.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, make fun of them for getting a little too excited about it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But people were being assholes. And it was just like, what does this solve? This doesn't solve anything. You're not changing anything, jackasses.
Yeah.
Like, call it out for what it is. The fact that it's just space tourism. Absolutely. Call them out for being cringy. Absolutely. End it at that. And calm the fuck down.
Well, it says here, speaking about the experience, Miss Nguyen, who became the first Vietnamese woman to go to space, don't care. Just don't care about that aspect of it. It's lucky for you. Said the backlash saw her dreams buried under an avalanche of misogyny. Please. On the one hand, I can say don't bully this woman because she doesn't deserve it. On the other hand, I think Skep might be right. This really does. This seems like a bit much. This sounds like one of those bad AI generated Reddit things that they read on YouTube all the time.
Absolutely stunning. This woman who no one has said no to for a very, very long time. She gets everything, what she wants, when she wants it. All her ideas are brilliant. Everyone simpers and admires everything that she does because she's a mighty woman scientist and all this other stuff. What a bunch of bullshit. Most science, Heinlein was right. Most science is button sorting and bottle collecting. You know, if it doesn't have math in it, it's bullshit.
I think that for her own sake, not that she's asking for my opinion, but if she was my daughter, I would want her to not pay attention to this bullshit and just be happy that she's got such a fantastic life.
Yes.
Your life is fantastic. You're like a PhD, you work in a fantastic field, you got to go to space for free.
Reframe it.
And you're letting a bunch of idiots bring you down, or it's just whether it's just people bringing her down and she should just learn to ignore them, or whether it's a cry for attention because she's somehow turning this incredibly privileged person into a victim. I don't know.
Hey, nobody's talking about me anymore. And I went to space. I still went to space.
Yeah.
And they were happy for me then, but now they've used all the goodness, all the newness up, and they were not paying attention to me. So now I need to be depressed about it because they could see how really, really brave I am putting up with all that's all this is.
Assassin's pointing out this was a photo op, and that's not what they landed in.
Yeah.
I'm sympathetic. I don't want her to actually, if she's legitimately sad, I don't want her to be sad. But if she's just playing it up for victim cred, please stop. You've got a fantastic life. Just get on with it. I know I'm being the asshole, right, Serenity? It's okay. You can tell me I'm being the asshole.
It's just, I think the issue is that I grew up in the time when internet bullying really started because the internet really started. I've seen internet bullying because it's really easy to sit there and say, oh, just turn everything off. But yeah, so much of people's jobs is the internet anymore.
Yep.
So you really can't. And when you have people finding out where you work, sending emails, making comments to your job, you have people making comments on the business that you work for's Instagram or Twitter or whatever, people talking shit about you. It's not that simple. It's a lovely concept, but it's not that simple. And it's just like, now, like, it would be a wonderful world if it could, but and I feel for her, but at the same time, I also have the agreement of like, doing this article isn't helping, sweetheart. But that's a thing. It's like, this is a double-edged sword. I understand where she's coming from, but also the framing by the reporters and her saying it was misogynistic. There was just as many women giving you shit, honey, as there were men. It has nothing to do with misogyny.
Yeah.
It's the double-edged sword of like, it kind of does need to be talked about because people do hate Brigade way too much with things instead of doing the exact same thing that everybody's telling her to do, which is just walk away. If it pisses you off that much, if it's not doing like, it's one thing to get like a law to change or a business to change an action because it's wrong. If she did something you didn't like and you didn't like the photo op, walk the fuck away. You don't have to comment. You don't have to send hate. You don't have to do anything. Just as she doesn't have to open her mouth. It goes both ways, and that's where the problems usually come from. And that's the thing of like, if you're going to say it one way, you got to go the other way too.
Yep. All right, let's see. So you're leaving in 8 minutes. So
yes, sir.
Let's see. Is there anything here that I have to talk about before you go away? So I've been talking about these Rust humpers, these people who are trying to get rid of all the C and C++ in the world. So they were talking about rewriting Windows in Rust because apparently that's supposed to solve all the security problems. It's not going to.
Yeah, that's not going to.
Not going to.
Nope.
But they originally came out and said they were going, the news was saying they were going to use AI to do it. That caused a bit of an uproar. And they walked that back as quickly as possible. One engineer, 1 month, 1 million lines of code, wants to replace C and C++ with Rust by 2030, but a senior engineer insists the company has no plans on using AI to rewrite Windows source code. Now, I feel like this was written for investors and shareholders and people like that. This is what they're telling the business people out of one side of their mouth.
Absolutely.
And then this is what they're telling their users out of the other side of their mouth.
Exactly.
The IT Pro article is damage control. That's what.
Yeah, it does really feel like advanced damage control, copium.
Well, the first thing is that Windows grew like Topsy. There's a lot of bad code in back of Windows. There's so much bad code in back of Windows that you would be appalled at the age of some of the code that you're running. Case in point, when you go into the settings application of Windows, when you go in and get anywhere close to Device Manager, you will eventually break into code that was written, I want to say, in 2000 or 2001, right around there. And that was Windows 4. That's actually Windows 4 code that you're running. Windows 4.
Yeah. I mean,
I just
I'm
want
sorry,
Windows ME back. That's all I want.
Windows Me?
Yeah.
Jesus.
And Microsoft Bob.
Yeah, damn right. Give me that shit back.
Get that dog back. Forget the paperclip. Give me the dog.
I
do
have a bit of a rant on the code stuff.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So this has been a thing too in video games that I have a bit of point with, and that is people say like, oh, they're building code on top of an existing engine that's outdated. And the problem I have with it is that's like a lot of times like it's not even that the engine code is outdated necessarily. It's that it wasn't coded well to begin with.
Right. There you go.
And that's the problem here is that this is code that realistically needed way more work than it ever was going to get. So
functionally, you could duplicate Windows easily, in using any number of tools. It would be a no more than a medium big job, I think, programming. Honestly, getting the functional spec would be the trick. After that, it's just goat work. It's just, vocational coding.
Yeah. I don't know how serious a comment I should make, but people, it's an operating system. It's basically, it boots onto the hardware. People run applications on top of it. And part of the problem is Windows has a lot of legacy code it carries around. That's one of the problems.
Yeah,
the other part was before people knew how to do certain things well, Windows said, hey, what the hell? Let's just have a clipboard and let applications just copy data to and from each other. How convenient. How convenient. I can just cut and paste this and then paste it into Excel and look, it just works. But the problem was that the way they did that really didn't have any sense of security in mind. We don't need security. Microsoft Excel is our app. Windows operating system is us. It's all just one big happy family. We don't need to worry about
security by letting people into the app.
Yeah, we can't let security that protects the data managed by one program from another get in the way of interoperability. And then, and then we can't as we find out about more and more of these bugs, we just play whack-a-mole. But the underlying problems with the operating system in terms of memory protection are just not addressed. So one malicious app can just go, roughshod through your whole system. It used to be that Mac OS, not OS X, but Mac OS was incredibly secure because of the way they wrote it. They didn't leave any places where bad actors could sort of get in and cause problems.
There were no chinks in that.
It was extremely secure. And then when they went from Mac OS 9, I guess it was, to OS 10, which was the Unix Mach-based microkernel thing, they really didn't want to lose a lot of that stuff. But inevitably, they had to open security up a little bit because things had to sort of interoperate. It was a modern system. Mm-hmm. From a security perspective, way better than Windows. Rewriting it all in Rust is only going to solve a subset of those problems because some of the security problems are by design. They're not by accident. They're thinking that Rust is going to solve all of those accidental bugs. Well, some.
There is a very real reason why so many people have not moved over to something like Linux, and it is because as even though Linux is free and it has all these new features that are very nice, it is not necessary. It doesn't play nice with a lot of programs. So,
well, I've been thinking. I have a super micro workstation that I'm not sure if it has PCIe or not, or if it only has the other format. But if it has PCI Express, and I'm thinking about maybe turning it into a gaming system. It's a bit overkill because it's literally like a workstation class machine. But since I'm not using it for anything else, maybe I'll do that. Then the question is, do I want to run Windows on it, or do I just load some sort of Linux that does a good job of running most video games? And I'm kind of leaning toward not Windows.
I have really been thinking about changing out my operating system from Windows 10. I never upgraded to Garuda. Which is a Linux OS for gaming. The only thing that's stopping me right now is at some point I will be needing tax software. Right now I'm going to be traveling back home to finish that up for my home state. So I'm not going to worry about this year, but at some point I'll need tax software, and most tax software only runs on Windows.
A lot of tax software is web-based, but it depends on what you're doing.
We tend to do with H&R Block.
Are you familiar with React OS?
Not offhand, no. I could take a look.
No, it's an actual work-alike that they're putting together that's supposed to be Windows compatible.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah. So you have options.
Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. I'll take a look.
Okay.
Dual booting operating systems is also a thing, which is always nice.
And they're actually borrowing a lot of the executable code for libraries from the Wine project. So, there's a lot of reciprocity going on between the different projects in terms of helping each other out. But this is getting a bit niche. I apologize.
Yeah. All I will say, last niche thing I'll say is Proton really has changed the game, I think, for Linux and gaming. So, which is why I think more people are at least considering it. They haven't moved over. I have a lot of friends who didn't. They decided to go with Windows 11, but they did strongly consider Linux for a moment. Yep. So
I don't see why you don't run a virtual machine, Harry. Run a virtual machine Windows. That's plenty fast for games like chess
and Minesweeper.
yeah, Minesweeper is perfectly solitary. Good games.
I actually find chess to be kind of boring. Not because it's not hard enough or I'm too good for it or anything. It's just that it's one of those things that
first 15 moves are rote.
The work, the return on investment just is not there for me.
Right.
What am I going to do? Just go around to like parks and hustle people? Nah, it's not interesting. I think it's fun. I think it's one of those things that's fun to play as an amateur, but I would just be tedious to get really, really good at it. Lots of respect for people who are good at it. It's just not for me.
Yeah.
Here's an astronomy article, Functional.
Ooh.
So the samples that they brought back from asteroid Bennu have ammonia and nitrogen-rich soluble organic matter in them. This is from 29 January
had
2025.
peptide
So you may have already heard about this, but I hadn't. It somehow escaped me. But this is interesting. It almost seems like wherever we look in space, we find the molecules of life.
Yeah, just
amines.
no hard evidence of, multicellular or even single cells. But I mean, that's how we discover so much about the theories behind how we got here, is by looking at, fossils and dead organic material. So it still could tell us something. I didn't read this article, but I did read the synopsis. It was like one paragraph. They're like, we found this stuff.
Yep.
Anyway, moving on, because they haven't obviously started the science behind it and doing all the tedious work.
Well, I mean, this is sort of the big headline. We detected amino acids, including 14 of the 20 used in terrestrial biology. That's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's not just like a small overlap. That's a lot.
Exactly. The polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, and they have found bonded amines, found peptide bonds, amino acids. This is amazing. This is big time.
Yep.
Yeah, phosphates, sugars,
Fucking
DNA,
huge.
RNA.
Yep. Well, here's another science article. Scientists find surprise link between gray hair and cancer.
What?
So the cells that create the pigment for your hair, they have to reproduce a lot. They're basically stem cells in your body that create the pigment cells. And they have to create lots and lots of them. They're just like making new cells, differentiating all the time. And when they get certain types of errors, essentially a double-strand error in the DNA encoding in those cells, because they're subjected to UV, they've multiplied lots and lots of times already, they've got a hard life. Rather than become cancerous, when they detect detect is the wrong word, but when a double-strand error occurs in their DNA code, they simply become a pigment cell and stop being stem cells, effectively cutting things off. That's a great adaptation. It's like, rather than become cancerous, they just say, okay, we're just going to stop doing that. Enjoy your gray hair.
So that's why I have a full head of gray hair.
Yeah. Yeah.
Healthy and wise.
Yep. They did this by looking at these mice. Basically, it's a process this is how your body basically deals with the cellular damage in your hair follicles. Yeah.
I guess also if stress would make sense too, because we do know that can sometimes cause issues with health problems. So, if it's, I'm not saying cancer related, but it might also explain why they might do that as well.
Well, who knows how many other cells might be having these things. And there's all sorts of epigenetic things that happen too. But this is basically just an example of a stem cell saying, okay, we're done now. Before something bad happens, we're just going to make one last generation of cells and then we're done. And then your hair goes gray. Yeah. I don't know. I thought it was kind of interesting. I mean, who knows how many more instances of this there are in the human body, but this is an example of something kind of interesting. It's always clever just to see how sophisticated the human body is.
Oh. And adaptable.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I don't blame people for thinking intelligent design is the only way this could happen. Again, that's sort of a lack of imagination, but
I just remember, do you remember Armored Skeptic back in the day?
Oh, yes. You mean Shoe on Head's old boyfriend?
Yeah. He did a whole video on like why the human body was like kind of terrible from a perspective of like just being like no like 360 vision, no six fingers, blah blah. Mm-hmm. And then you read articles like this, it's like yeah, keep going with that theory. But
there was let's see, before that, back in the early sort of atheist YouTube days, there was a guy named Edward Current, and he did this whole video where he just goes cool design while he lists all the horrible things that happened to people. Early YouTube was quite the thing. Mm-hmm. And then he disappeared for a long time, and then came back as a Trump derangement syndrome guy, of course. Yeah, I thought I'd retired,
As
but
you
they
do.
just keep dragging me back in. Let's talk about the Orange Man. Oh God.
Yeah. They keep dragging it back in.
Yeah. It's fine. Some of early YouTube was pretty cringy.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it's fine.
Remember Boxy?
What?
You remember Boxy?
Yeah, I remember Boxy.
Hi, my name is Boxy.
Wasn't she the one that cratered when people found out she had a boyfriend and then suddenly like 2/3 of her simps went away?
Oh, wasn't that the Bernie girl?
That was not Boxy.
Oh, it was the Bernie girl, the one who did her little dance.
Bernie girl.
The dancing girl.
Right.
Yeah. God, that's going back. 2016, 2017.
That sounds about right.
Yep.
Yeah.
LA
Now,
Mayor.
I don't know about y'all, but I also tend to find when somebody goes a certain kind of gray, quite attractive.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't even have to be in that way, but like my oldest sister was very fortunate. She just like one day just kind of went from black hair to like silver.
Oh, that's cool.
And I mean, that's fortunate. Like my father, we get the salt and pepper, but it's not even a nice kind of white. It's kind of a browny blonde white. Yes. Skep's got the stark white. You know, you're going to get a wisdom bomb from that kind of mug look.
Yeah.
You know, the people who lose their hair, you know, not everybody can pull off bald and make it be like a really good look. On the latest season of the British Bake Off thing that's on Netflix and BBC in the UK, they had one contestant who was a young woman. She's like 24, and she's got some sort of condition where she basically can't grow hair. But she's lucky because she has a great head shape. You know, you look at her and go, hey, that actually looks good on you. You're like that woman from that first Star Trek movie, you know, but then you see some people and you just go, oh, life was cruel to you. You know, it's because life is not fair. The universe doesn't particularly like it, but she totally lucked out. It's like, you know, if you're going to have no hair, having that pleasing head shape is a good thing.
Like
it really has
at the
become
start of the show. Good head is good head.
I think is this under yada yada yada. I can't remember where I put this. Yeah, it is. I think. So LA mayor signs rent stabilization ordinance capping hikes at 4%. We don't really need to talk about this very much. I just look forward to hearing about the shortage of available rental units in LA as it gets worse and worse and worse throughout the year. Did you know that in downtown Seattle that the commercial vacancy rate is like over 26% right now?
That is very high.
Things are going great in Washington State.
9% high. 9% is high of a major downtown. That's what I assume you're talking about, right?
Yeah, it's the second worst one in the country, and I do not know what the first one is.
Oh, it's good.
Probably New York or something.
No, it's probably Detroit or Baltimore.
I was thinking so, but I don't want to beat up on Detroit. They have enough problems. Poor Detroit.
Yeah.
They should have let OCP win.
Yeah. Yeah.
Detroit is toast. They are really toast. They're going to turn into New Mexico. Watch and see.
Yeah. Well, you know how the government is stupid and ruins everything? There are a few things that the government's actually good for. Very few. One of them are standards. So we talked about the National Institute of Standards. It's one of the things they're talking about defunding a lot of. And I really don't think the National Institute of Standards is something that you should gut the budget of. It's good to have standards and national ones that we all can kind of agree on. But one of the things they do is they run the time servers for the US that almost everything else synchronizes off of. There was a problem in Boulder, Colorado, not that long ago, back in December, where a power outage actually caused the time synchronization of the core servers for the whole country to get messed up. And because of weather, it was a real problem. Somebody had to actually go in and kill one of the emergency generators to stop it from poisoning the sense of time for the entire country, and in many cases, the whole world. it's not good that there really is one guy at the National Institute of Standards who's sort of responsible for this. Like, this seems like not a big deal, but that
seems like a Jerry Bruckheimer movie.
Tight time synchronization is so critical to so many different technical things, and the fact that they're not really well enough staffed and provisioned, and that there was just like a dude who saved us. Yeah, Dave basically saved us from having a whole bunch of problems. Security problems, lots of problems. It's super important. He was played
by Bruce Willis. He had to travel across the country facing terrorists and evil birds.
Yeah, many computer systems need to know what time it is, and they need, more importantly than that, they all need to agree. Because, like,
I pictured this. The guys at work, Dave looked up at the console and realized that in a few moments, the world would not have time anymore unless he got up, put down his potato chips, and switched off the generator. Jesus Christ, Dave.
Yeah. It says, at this point, readers might wonder why NIST can't just turn off the inaccurate service. Sherman said a backup generator kicked in and kept the servers running. Oops.
That's not how that works.
Yeah, we basically dodged a bullet because Dave went in and turned off the emergency generator. God. This should bother people, but I guess it's a little niche, and maybe people don't understand why this is bad.
Yeah, that's the thing. I look at this time; it's absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, so many things rely on records of things being written in the correct time order.
Every satellite ever.
Yeah.
Jesus.
We really did just dodge a bullet, and it's just a footnote on the register. That's why.
Yeah.
Well, anyway. Yeah, pat myself on the back for bringing up something nobody's heard of. Hey, Functional.
That really is important.
Hey, that's me.
You know, I torture you with food stuff all the time.
Oh,
but
boy.
This isn't bad. This is like a young kid who's doing cooking stuff, and I was really surprised by this. I'll have to kill the music.
You all right there?
That's not the right one. Hold on.
What
oh, well, we can do this. Okay,
going
so
on?
this is the Celebrity Guide to Wine. I don't know why that's where that's supposed to be. We'll do that now. Sora.
Yes?
Celebrity Guide to Wine.
Excellent.
It's the Celebrity Guide to Wine with your guests, Dudley Moore, Kelly LeBrock, Steven Seagal, Whoopi Goldberg, Herbie Hancock, Shelley Hack, Peter Weller, and Robert Loggia. With your host,
comes back to Peter Weller.
Wine authorities
Now
in
check
the
this
United
charismatic
States,
dude out.
winner of Switzerland's most difficult wine contest at age 20.
I just want to point out that it looks like there is nothing going on behind this guy's eyes. I mean,
yeah, he looks dead inside.
he looks like one of those Westworld mannequins that's got a low Energizer battery in him or something.
And today, Mater D
And then he
Spargo
talks.
Restaurant in Los Angeles, Bernard Erpica.
Ah, California's Infandel. Red, ripe, full of berry flavor, delicious with some grilled lamb chops, sprinkled with some rosemary.
This is so bad.
But really, on a hot day, just enjoy your wine any way you want.
Now, this is a thing that people actually made and sort of talked about. Now, that thing that you were seeing a moment ago is this.
You all right there?
I'm sorry I'm late.
And just so you know, Kelly LeBrock and Steven Seagal used to be married, I believe.
Traffic was just horrible.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Steven Seagal's a great actor.
And martial artist.
Yeah.
Totally real.
Same as usual.
It's right there.
You feeling the vibe, Sora?
Not at all. I'm learning so much.
You're learning so
Is
much
that
about
a
wine.
California Zinfandel or whatever.
Yeah. Or are you just happy to see me?
This better be good.
With me, it's always good.
And she's got like this weird wine opener.
really?
Yeah. No, this is how you open wine, Sora.
Everybody does it that way. Everybody.
Yeah. This is so bad.
Always traditional test to whoever you're opening the wine for.
Yeah.
And hold it between your legs.
Yeah.
Because what the fuck?
Yeah, this whole show just is amazing to me. It has all the marks of like 1980s. Somebody got out a video camera and decided, hey, I know what we can do. Let's make a show about wine. It's absolutely dreadful. They and Steven Seagal always stinks up any screen he's on.
He doesn't know how to pour wine.
I think you get the general idea. I actually watched way more of this than I should have.
And what disappoints me, Harry, is that the cork didn't fire off and hit him in the forehead. That's the part that disappoints me. They had a rare opportunity moment there, you know. So.
Well, they have a real Bogart and Bacall type of chemistry.
Look at the foam on the wine in the glass. That's pouring it improperly. Yeah, from pouring it like 7-Up. Like
Are you going to tell Kelly LeBrock she doesn't know how to pour wine, Skep?
Yeah, I will. I totally will.
You know, when I say the 80s were good, I wasn't referring to this.
No.
You've done well.
I hope that was as good for you as it was for me.
I have a feeling it may have even been better.
Sexual innuendo is a little heavy-handed.
This is so bad.
Skeevy.
I knew Sora would enjoy this. Enjoy may not be the right word, but yeah, that's the Celebrity Guide to Wine starring Bernard Erpicum, and it's pretty terrible. It makes the series that William Shatner did, where he goes around and drinks wine with people, look pretty great.
My God.
Okay.
The bar is not high, very high.
Okay.
Where you can hook up to it and you can play whatever you want to. It just has to be clean, has to be work appropriate. My coworker walks up to me. He's on the aux. He hasn't been playing music for 15 minutes. I said, dang, where's the music at? He said, actually, I'm trying a social experiment. Have you heard anything that I've been playing for the past 15 minutes?
Oh, no.
I said, no, I have no idea what you're talking about. He's like, you haven't been hearing anything that I've been playing for the past 15 minutes. I said, no. You want to know what the social experiment was? He was playing the smoke detector beat for 15 minutes, and I didn't hear it because I've been... At my job, we have the speaker where
Oh my. Oh my.
Okay.
Oh.
All right.
Hello. What are you going to be for help? Ma'am, let's go and change the topic. Have you seen one of these?
Have I seen one of those?
Yes. Are you familiar with what this is? This is a 9-volt Energizer battery. This could be purchased at your Dollar General. This could be purchased at Walmart, anywhere. This is the magic key to stop the beep.
Okay.
I know you can't hear. I know you can't hear.
Omegle.
But hello. What are you?
So. She just left. She doesn't want to know how to stop the ceiling bird.
What am I watching here?
So this is what? Okay, Sora,
Oriental
describe
woman is listening to a
Omegle
clown.
to Scap, please.
Okay, so this is just like one of these sites where you get randomly matched with people. So it's a roulette. It's like chat roulette and stuff. So you can skip or you can talk with people, and a lot of people film themselves, and some people are in character, like the clown, and shenanigans happen. And in this particular case, she has her ceiling bird went off, and he's educating her.
Oh, I get it. Okay.
Yeah.
These exist. You mean there are places where I could go and inflict myself on people at random, and I don't know about it.
I mean,
Holy
people
crap.
they literally can just skip you the moment they see you and stuff, and you never know what you're gonna get. If it's going to be,
I may have a new job.
like normal or gross or whatever.
I'm gonna go to town on this. I will have stories next week.
Yeah. Well, speaking of new jobs, I think I sent this to you, Geodes. Apologize if this is a duplicate.
If you love your pets like most everybody does, maybe you want to think about being a truck driver. You can take your pets with you on the road. We train here at Truck U for the jobs that are out there in Las Vegas, the jobs that you want with the flexibility.
I like this. This is a certain amount of hustle. They've got this truck driving school called Truck U. She's like, hey, you want to take your pets with you to work? Become a long-haul trucker. Might get a TV series out of it. Why not?
How much did she have to smoke before her voice sounded like that?
Yeah, it's
yes.
somewhere between Brenda Vaccaro and Lauren Bacall is this woman's voice. Let's see, where is she?
Love your pets like most everybody does. Maybe you want to think about being a truck driver. You can take your pets with you on the road. We train.
Yeah, did you learn how to code? You were a coal miner and you learned how to code, and now you can't code because everything's AI. Why don't you become a truck driver?
Yeah, I do wonder, like who has signed up for these programs. That's all I can say. If I say more, I might get us in trouble.
Well, they used to make these shitty movies, I think in the 70s, where somebody just have like a pet monkey that would drive with them in the truck. You know, was it BJ and the Bear? Wasn't that a TV show, Skep?
Yeah, BJ and the Bear, but the one with the monkey. Or am I thinking of a Clint Eastwood movie?
Well, there's Every Which Way But Loose, which is a Clint Eastwood movie, not one of his better things. And then there was BJ and the Bear, which was a TV show about truckers and CB radios. Yeah.
Coincidentally enough, we're watching Every Which Way But Here next Thursday. Loose. Sorry. Oh my God, brain work, please.
Which way?
On the Thursday show, the Never Watch Alone show with Tyr and Mitch, myself, and our other cohorts. I have not seen it. It looks both equally parts delightful and insane.
It's better than Bedtime for Bonzo and those sort of really shitty ones.
That's a high bar.
Yeah.
It's just silly. It's great fun. It's a very fun show.
So I have something here under Rage Bait Cooking, and the comment I wrote to myself is the most useless and infuriating device ever, but I honestly can't remember what it was. Hey, Functional, you'll like this.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the triangular cutting mold used to slice cakes neatly. Why? Why does this exist?
Oh.
What
did
she do to that cake?
Oh. God, it didn't go all the way through. Did it go
she
to the bottom?
disemboweled that cake.
Yeah.
This is cake abuse.
This is an abomination.
Yeah, that's not how you use that.
No, that's not. No.
Not how you do anything.
That's not how you do anything.
No, bad human.
Okay, and then this one is Satisfying Dough Creations.
Oh
no.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, peyote button.
Why though?
What comes to
What
mind?
is it?
I don't know. I know what it looks like.
The peyote button.
Why?
For fun.
I mean, would it? Is
This
that
one,
egg or
this
butter?
one won't make you this one won't make you vomit.
I mean,
bread with either egg or butter on it.
I guess.
Nothing wrong with that.
It doesn't look very satisfying to me.
You can't give us the cake disemboweler and then something as benign as this, Harry. You got to lead with this.
I don't know. I think this looks pretty terrible.
I don't know what it is.
What happens to this?
You bake it.
You bake it? What does it look like at the end?
I don't know. I think it looks back at you. I think it looks back at you. Whatever it is. That's Don't look into the dough too long. Sometimes the dough looks back into you.
Sometimes you eat the dough.
Yeah.
Sometimes the dough eats you.
Let's see. Bring your pets. I got that there. Oh, yeah. The stupid delivery robots. You remember these asshole robots? We talked about these a while ago.
Trying to gang up on me, gang stalking me. I'm not scared of you guys. Francis, I'm definitely not scared of a robot named Francis.
He's in L.A.
Ramon over there. And Scarlett, I'm definitely not scared of you. What the fuck are you guys doing here? Gang stalking me like this? Don't you roll into me. Get the fuck out of here. You about to roll into me? Back up.
Don't be mean to them.
Ramon, get the fuck out of the way. You guys are a mess. You're causing all types of trouble over here. Where are you going, Francis? I don't trust you. Go, there you go. Hit him. Oh, man, hit him. You, hit him. Hit him. Get a free.
So this guy makes a lot of videos about this stuff.
God, this guy needs a life.
He does
Jesus
need a
Christ.
life, but I kind of agree with him hating them for this reason. Look at it, robot walking around, perfectly defenseless motorcycle. Oh,
Oh no.
that is
unfortunate.
unforgivable.
That is a party foul.
Because I originally sort of agreed with you. Now I'm thinking that we don't hate these robots enough.
You can't.
Cameron warned us.
Look at that.
Yeah. No, fuck you, man.
Look at that.
Need to close your boots and your motorcycle.
No way.
Stupid robot.
Once it jacks the motorcycle, then you know we're really in dire straits.
Yeah. I don't know. I think this is one you sent me, Geodes. So yeah. So if this sucks, we're gonna blame Geodes. Okay.
Like everything else.
Lola tries fish for the first
All
time.
right, folks. Today I'm going to see
seen
if
this.
our baby otter wants to eat fish for the very first time.
I really hate people who have otters as
So I
pets.
think it's right that we add a little bit of fresh tilapia to her diet to make little otter nuggets.
Look at you climbing now. What's up, girl?
Seems like a very needy otter.
Let's go see if you want to eat
Yeah.
fish.
You can raise them for the meat. You can raise them for the meat.
I have no idea whether she's gonna
Otter
eat
pups
this or
are
not.
very
See if I can get in there.
attached.
Yeah. But otter veal is good. It's pricey, but it's good.
Yes.
I have a real problem with people who raise them as pets. It's not.
I do too, functional.
It's not ethical. They're not a domesticatable.
No, it's
they
not.
adjust to their environment and their upbringing, and that's why she's bonded to him as her parent. But it's not right. It's not these animals
That's
are not
the
meant
life
to be.
That's exactly.
So what do you think,
most
Sora?
beneficial to them? Yeah.
What do you think, Sora? You're our expert on cute animals.
I think Lola's adorable, but I will agree with Functional in this case. Like, it's weird. Like, I don't know what the context is. It doesn't look like he's in a rescue or anything like that.
Or rehab or anything. Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't look like that. But those people are actually doing the Lord's work and enacting change they want to see out in the world by helping some of these animals and these strays. Hell, I did it for a long time. Serenity and her family does it. Like it's what?
I said, yeah.
Yeah. Like stewarding the planet and its inhabitants is kind of the responsibility we fell into being the dominant species by, a country kilometer.
Well,
So for us to take these little guys, not just the otters, but other animals that should not be domesticated and caged up, it gives me the icks. Big case. Sorry, Serenity.
I do the thing that I blame a lot of the Gooner culture, the simp culture on. I blame Japan. It's Japan for
sure.
I blame Canada.
Well, the thing is, Japan about 20 years ago, and it's still active right now. They have an otter cafe.
Yeah.
So
And they're legal in Japan too.
Yeah, because of course they are. They have an American raccoon cafe. They have an owl cafe. They have a pig cafe.
Sheep.
Yeah. Like the domestic farm animals, I'm fine with.
But they actually benefit from that.
Yeah. But Japan, like the owls they bring in Japan for the owl cafe are not native species. The otters are not native species. The skunks, the American raccoons they bring in are not native species. They're just there for a bunch of people go, oh my God, they're all kawaii. And it's like, I slap.
Well, he was feeding him tilapia, and tilapia is not a great fish.
That's not good for even for humans.
It's not really. It's a garbage fish, really.
Yeah.
And, I mean, not like sunfish bad, but it's
still not good.
It's catfish bad.
It's basically it's got
basically
protein, but no real trace minerals, no essential acids, no flavor, no quality. Feeding it to the otter, that's a good use for tilapia. Just using it for otter chow, I think.
I feel my redneck roots just went. Excuse me?
I like
There's
catfish.
nothing wrong with some black and catfish.
I like catfish.
But I think what he's doing, it's not so much about the nutrition. It's now weaning her onto solid foods.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's still not good to use tilapia to do that with.
Okay, let me show you something else funny because we have to go at some point.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember when this aired. It was so good. That was the last Olympic opening ceremony I watched. Was the 2012 one.
I remember watching this one. It was I think the best one we've had the last ever.
Mr. Bean is hilarious. Love Mr. Bean.
Well, it was also they acknowledged Harry Potter, they acknowledged Tolkien, they acknowledged everything. It was so good.
It goes on like that for a while. Apparently, the keyboard player on the synth really didn't have much to do except tap the same button over and over again. People do occasionally say, well, can you believe that Vangelis couldn't read music? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually I can.
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Some great melodies. Vangelis did some pretty good music, but it gets a little repetitive sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway.
Do you believe that he was repetitive because he could not read music?
It's a theory.
I'm not doubting you, but I think that's a very interesting conclusion. And when you come to interesting conclusions, I like to explore that sometimes.
Well,
what's behind that?
I was thinking that if you couldn't read and write music, you would want to make things that were easier to remember, that followed patterns. And that's just simplify the music so it's easier to work around the fact that you don't read and write music.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
Also limits your toolbox, so the amount and diversity of tools you have at your disposal is going to get repetitive.
Oh, I've got 3 really good ones. I think they're 3 really good ones. Yeah, I think I've got 3 really good ones. We might get in trouble for this, but what the hell?
It's toward the end of the show. We can cut it.
School teaching the children how to be a older.
So hold on. The thing is basically the most useful and infuriating. No, that's not it. This is someone seriously needs to stop AI before it gets completely out of control.
Makes an older school teaching the children how to be a homosexual and make sure they all teach about the transgender.
As a little rocket man.
So that is what important to me. Make sure.
I think using AI to mock our enemies is fine.
Did you see the one with the Somalian daycare runner, proprietor, whatever?
Yeah.
It did the oh my god.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, it's getting out of control, but at the same time,
You want to see something even more racist?
Yes.
Nobody's saying yes.
It's muted.
It's just like
there we go.
I'm trying to figure out what this is.
It's an electrical tool. It's just like
What does it do?
It checks voltage. It reads, it can check ohms and wattage and voltage and amps and stuff. It's just.
What kind of language are you speaking? I didn't understand nothing what you said.
That's because you're Mexican, right? Okay. This one is good. Porque me like it. It's very nice. Porque for me, I like it because you get it and you put to this one to the power one. You put it there, and then
he's sleeping on the sofa.
And you find that the power, the chucky, you can see how much the electricidad is coming from the wall socket,
or something like that.
Pues sí, that's how for me it's good. I like. Do you like? Porque for me it's good. I like that one.
The look she's giving you is great.
You understand that?
I should be upset, but I kind of understood all of what you just said.
Yeah.
So you check the electricity for this?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's cool.
Well done. Very, very well done.
Okay.
A little twist at the end. Very nicely done, Harry.
Okay, we have one more. Which is this is one of the funniest things I've seen this week. I like this one a lot. Okay. Hold on.
Oh God, UFC interview.
Good. Do you have a message for your African brothers?
What? What?
Because Black History Month.
So, what do you want me to say? Congratulations. Happy Black History Month. That's around the message I have.
If you could be a pizza topping, what would you be?
Bacon.
And why?
Because it's the best. And because the vegans can't eat it. Or won't, so there's more for me. Or of me, because I'm the topping. If you could be a pizza topping, what would you be?
This is so sweet.
Cilantro.
Like, because I'm Mexican?
Yes.
I'm not Mexican.
Oh. Well, happy Black History Month.
Is it Mexican? Yes. Well, I'm not Mexican.
No. Oh, happy Black History Month.
Is he South African?
Yes.
Maybe.
Judging by the accent.
Yeah, that's well, he could be Rhodesian too, but it's that part of Africa.
That's very cute. I like that. That was very cute.
It's all in good fun. We love everybody.
That's great.
Well, the thing that made it
I'm
great too
not
is the
Mexican.
interviewer realized she fucked up, and then she was just like, I opened this door, we're to keep going. Fuck.
The bacon. It's the best. And vegans won't eat it.
There's gonna be
There's more of me.
Would be cilantro. Yes. Yeah, you can see why that's my favorite thing of the week.
That is really funny.
All right.
That's good.
Well, anybody have
you find
anything
that,
else
Harry?
before we go?
You gotta end the show because you broke me.
Say goodnight, everybody.
All right. This has been your Managers of the Zoo for Saturday. Thank you, panel. Thank you, chat. The zoo is closed. Happy Black History Month.